Hello and welcome to the Reelies. This is a very special episode of the Real World podcast because we are putting on our very first award show. We are proud to present the first annual Reelies award show right here on the Real World YouTube channel. My regular co-host is with us as well. Bert, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm fantastic. How's it going?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you for joining us again. And we also have a very special guest who's been on our podcast a couple of times this year already. Josh, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're really happy to have both of these guests here because these two guys are instrumental in this whole award show as we've been getting ready for it. This is our panel of film fanatics who have been putting together all of our nominees. So the nominees for all the categories were selected by the three of us. And so we wanted to be able to introduce you to this esteemed panel. Really happy that you're here watching this. Be sure to give us a like, hit that subscribe button. If you're a movie fan, you're going to want to hit the bell to get all the notifications for all our videos. We do all kinds of movie reviews, anything new in theaters or on streaming. The physical media collection behind me is also a big part of the channel. So if you're into the art form of cinema, then you're sure to get a lot of the channel. So we'd be happy to have you as a subscriber. So the Reelies, this award show, as we've been talking about it, we kind of wanted to focus in specifically on the filmmakers behind these movies that we all enjoy. So it's really about highlighting the people behind the scenes who work on these movies tirelessly sometimes to get them to us, to tell these stories that they're passionate about. So the Reelies, they're all about celebrating all the best of films and filmmakers from 2022, looking back on the year that's passed. We wanted to highlight the greatest movies we watched last year, the talented artists who make them possible. And all the films presented are feature-length films, so they're over an hour long. No short films are included here or documentaries. They're all narrative features. Also, they had to have a release date sometime in 2022, whether that was in theaters or on streaming or video on demand or straight to video. However those were released, they had to be released sometime in 2022, even if it was a limited release. But every year, thousands of movies are made. We know this, right? So we obviously couldn't see everything. But between the three of us, we actually ended up seeing over 100 films last year. So that's pretty cool. We're obviously pretty fanatical about this art form. And so we're excited to share some of our favorites with you. So as we look back on 2022, I thought it was a great year for film, especially the past couple years have been kind of slower, especially with the pandemic and everything that was going on. So I think this was kind of a return to form a little bit. Bert, what are your thoughts on 2022 kind of in general?
Yeah, some thoughts I have on it are first of all, this last year for 2022, I watched more films for a given year than I probably ever have in my whole life.
Wow.
And I think what I found with that experiment is that it really does bring a lot of movies that you probably would not normally have watched in front of you. And I'm really happy for that. So overall, I mean, I think the year was really good because, I mean, some of these, like just to throw out a couple, like The Outfit, the Weird Al movie, some of these are ones that I probably would not have given a chance, but just for sake of being thorough, you know, you give them a watch, and some of them are fantastic. I also didn't think that my favorite film of the year would be a foreign film because I don't I don't make it a rule to not watch foreign films, but there's just not, I mean, there aren't many that come along, I think, like RRR, you know, and so that's fantastic. I think there's definitely years in the past, if not most years, where I would have said, yeah, but it's foreign, and I wouldn't have given it a chance. So yeah, it's been a fun experiment. I feel it was a good year. I would say if someone's watching and they feel like I thought it was kind of a down year, take a look at our top films of the year on the Letterboxd app and see some of the ones that you may have missed. And between the three of us, I think there are quite a few more that you could add to your list of great films for the year, and you may feel differently about the year. But for me overall, it was a very good year. And again, probably because I found those little nuggets that I might have otherwise missed.
Yeah, that's a great summation. Yeah, definitely check out our letterbox that's in the description below. But also, Bert and I did do a top 10 of 2022 list on the podcast. So if you want to listen to that podcast, we each have our own top 10 films of 2022 on there. So yeah, that's a great summation, Bert. I agree with a lot of what you said there. So Josh, do you have any thoughts on the year in film from 2022?
Well, I agree with what you said about it being kind of a slower year in between here. I think 2019 was like before the pandemic obviously was the last year where I was looking back through my yearly list and I was like, wow, there was so many good films that year. And since then, obviously the pandemic, there's been good films. There just hasn't been as many as like this year, like you said, more of a return to form. And I think it's been like since at least with Phase Four, Marvel's kind of like quieted down a little bit as far as like culturally. So I think that's been nice to be able to have other movies and things pop up that we haven't shared much of the limelight in a cultural word of mouth way. So that's been something that's really cool as well.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it's interesting to see kind of what rises to the top and what kind of, falls by the wayside a little bit, how that changes over the years. So, yeah, this is really exciting. Again, hopefully you hear about some movies on this podcast that you haven't heard of before, and maybe you'll go seek out. That's kind of one of the major points of why we're doing this. We want to highlight the individuals working on them, but also get people to go watch them because it's a lot of fun. And yeah, Bert, I'm glad you kind of branched out with your, foreign films, kind of being more standoffish about that. And yeah, one of your favorite of the year ends up being a film from India, which is pretty neat. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. We've got, again, 15 different categories here, 15 different presenters. Our closest family members and friends are part of this. So we're really excited for you to check it out. We've got a lot of categories that you'll see in other award shows like Best Director or Best Production Design, but some that aren't, like Best Stunt Choreography. That's something that is not recognized widely, and we wanted to recognize those individuals. So make sure that you watch every category. It's going to be a lot of fun. The presenters got really creative with some of these videos, so hopefully you'll enjoy them. Presenting these awards is all about celebrating cinema, this art form that we really enjoy, and we hope you enjoy the show. Our first award of the night goes to the people who are responsible for starting off the production process of a film, the writers. Presenting the award for Best Writing is my good friend and fellow film fan, Reese, from all the way out in Texas. Let's see what he's got for us.
Let's get some work done, man. See what work I have to do. I don't want to do this. I don't know what that is in. Come on, pick up. Need something to distract me with. Cameron. Hold on. Hey, dude. Never picks up. First Annual Reelies words. Wants me to be a host. Write a speech. How about ladies and gentlemen? Maybe just switch it up. Maybe be like gentlemen and ladies. The best part of waking up. Bruh. I need help. Why are you typing and not helping me? Come on, bro. Let's see what my old friend ChatGPT says.
Forget it. If I'm going to do this right, it's going to have to come from the heart. Hello everyone, my name is Reese Oxner and I'm pleased to present the award for Best Writing tonight. A movie isn't just made once, but I am here to talk about the very first time a movie is ever made. That's when a writer takes his or her pen and puts it to paper and takes the world that was in their imagination and brings it into the real world. Before an actor is ever cast or before a video camera is ever brought out, the movie exists through the magic of the written word. Story, character, and dialogue all come together to create the movies we know and love, but ultimately the writer must use words to communicate the ideas swirling in their brain and bring them into reality. Without further ado, here are the nominees for Best Writing. First up, we have Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. We also have Matt Reeves for The Batman, Ryan Johnson for The Glass Onion, Graham Moore and Jonathan McLean for The Outfit, and lastly, we have Sarah Polley and Miriam Towles for Women Talking. And now I have the honor to tell you that Graham Moore and Jonathan McLean won for their writing in The Outfit. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much, Reese, for presenting that award. We greatly appreciate all the work and effort you put into that. Moving on to our next award, being presented by my friend Anthony with the Miss Geek YouTube channel, which you can find the link to in the description of this video. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel as well. This award goes to the best studio of 2022, the studio that put out the best movies overall. Check it out.
Our next award goes to the companies and executives who make movies possible. Anyone can make a movie, but to do it on a level that gets to the widest audience and employs the most talented artists, major production companies must get involved. These film studios exhibited an ability to attract the best artists, produce the best films, and release them worldwide. Here are the nominees for Best Studio. A24 Films, Netflix Studios, Universal Studios, Walt Disney Pictures, and Warner Brothers Pictures. And the winner is Universal Studios! Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Anthony. We greatly appreciate your work on that video. Now we're going to jump into the award for Best Casting, presented by my brother, Caden.
Casting directors provide an extremely important service by putting the right actors in the right roles. This merit of actor and character can make or break a movie. The casting director must know the character or actor well enough to determine which actor best fits each part. Here are the nominees for Best Casting. Cindy Tallwin and Lucy Bevan for The Batmans. Cindy Tallwin for The Fabelmans. Brett Howe and Mary Venue for Glass Onion. Dennis Cherwin for Top Gun Maverick. Alicia Cooley for Woman King. And the winner is Alicia Cooley for Woman King. Back to you, Cameron.
Thanks, Caden, for putting that video together for us. Next up is our presentation for the award for Best Production Design, presented by my good friend Cece.
The production designer determines how the movie looks. Everything we see around the characters and everything they interact with is included in this category. The sets, props, and so much more are all designed by this individual. Here are the nominees for Best Production Design. Dylan Cole and Ben Proctor for Avatar: The Way of Water. Rick Heinrichs for Glass Onion. Craig Lathrop for The Northman. Sabu Cyril for RRR. Akin McKenzie for The Woman King. And the winner is Craig Lathrop for The Northman. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Cece. Now we're going to jump into the presentation for Best Costumes from another one of my brothers, Callan. Take it away.
Costumes do a lot to inform the audience about the world of the story. Costume designers help filmmakers build the world their movies take place in. Costumes are essential visual element to any film. Here are the nominees for the Best Costume. Ruth E. Carter for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Georgia Haynes for Pinocchio. Linda Nair for The Northman. Rajamouli for RRR. Gersha Phillips for The Woman King. And the winner is Ruth E. Carter for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Congratulations to the nominees. Back to you, Cameron.
Thank you so much, Callan. Now we are on to my friend Luke, who is presenting the award for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Here we go.
We're ready for you.
Wow. Makeup and hairstyling really changes a person. Makeup artists and hairstylists have the challenging task of making attractive people even more attractive, or, at times, make the same people very unattractive. They transform actors into the characters they're playing, whether that's only a slight variation on what they already look like or a bizarre creature from another world. Here are the nominees for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Linda Eisenhamerova for All's Quiet on the Western Front. Mike Fontaine, Mike Marino, and Naomi Dawn for The Batman. Carmel Jackson, Marilyn Sherman, and Stephanie Pellegrini for The And finally, Louisa V. Anthony and Leslie Ann Kleinhans for The Woman King. And the winner is Mike Fontaine, Mike Marino, and Naomi Dawn for The Batman. Congratulations.
Much appreciated, Luke. Thank you so much for presenting that award. Now we're moving on to the award for Best Stunt Choreography. This one presented by my friend Joey. Here we go.
Stunt performers are the unsung heroes of the film industry. They risk life and limb for our entertainment. These physical performers provide us with some of the most exciting and entertaining sequences ever performed on film. Stunt choreography involves any action, such as fistfights, gunplay, sword duels, car chases, even fighter jets. The stunt men and women must know the character, inside and out, to display the way the character moves and behaves in any scene. Here are the nominees for stunt choreography. James Young for The Gray Man, C.C. Smith and John Anderson for The Northman, Nick Powell for RRR, Kevin LaRosa Jr. and Casey O'Neill for Top Gun Maverick, and Danny Hernandez for The Woman King. And the winner is Nick Powell for RRR. Congratulations.
We appreciate that, Joey. Thank you so much. Now we're on to the award for Best Performance of the Year. We did not divide into actor and actress category. There's no supporting actor or supporting actress. It's just Best Performance of the Year, the greatest acting performance from any actor in any film, presented by the one and only Gracie. Take it away.
Performance is a vitally important part of a film. Great actors bring their characters to life in such a way that they disappear into their roles. These thespians are the essential human element we connect with throughout the film. Here are the nominees for Best Performance. Colin Farrell for The Batman. Florence Poe in Don't Worry, Darling. Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans. Mark Rylance in The Outfit. Viola Davis in The Woman King. And the winner is Viola Davis in The Woman King. Congratulations to all the nominees. Back to you, Cameron.
Thank you so much, Gracie, for helping us with this video. We greatly appreciate that. Now we're on to our next award, presented by another friend from Texas. His name's Ryan. He's presenting the award for Best Cinematography.
Film is primarily a visual medium. Therefore, the images we see on screen is the primary way in which the story is told.
My name is Ryan Oxner, and I have the honor and privilege of presenting the award for Best Cinematography. We watch movies unfold at 24 frames per second. And each of those frames is photographed by the director of photography. It is the responsibility of the cinematographer.
Dude, what's with the editing? We were at your house, now we're at this statue thing. What's happening?
I'm the cinematographer, not the editor. Now let's get back to my job.
Sorry. Okay.
It is the responsibility of the cinematographer to position the camera and light the set and actors. Make sure the visuals match the story that the filmmakers are telling. Here are the nominees for Best Cinematography.
Janusz Kaminski for The Fabelmans,
Steve Yedlin for Glass Onion. Greg Fraser, The Batman. KK Senthil Kumar for RRR.
or
Claudio Miranda for Top Gun Maverick. And the winner is...
What?
What I said was, the winner is Greg Fraser for The Batman. Congratulations.
I appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you so much for all the work you put into that video. It looks amazing. All right, listen up, everybody. Here's the award for Best Sound presented by my good friend Levi.
Is this thing on? Okay, here we go. Movies are primarily a visual medium, but the advent of sound marked a major milestone in the history of film. Now writers had words to write down, and actors had lines to memorize. To memorable dialogue to earth-shattering effects, sound has a major impact on the way stories are told on screen, making them more immersive and providing storytellers with a new element to make their film more memorable and powerful. Here are the nominees for Best Sound. Frank Cruz for All Quiet on the Western Front. Douglas Murray and Will Files for The Batman. Johnny Byrne for Nope. Scott Martin Gershwin for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Al Nelson and Chris Burton for Top Gun Maverick. And the winner is Scott Martin Gershwin for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Levi. We greatly appreciate your help with that. Next up, my co-host on the podcast, Bert, is going to present the award for Best Effects. We're including both practical and digital effects, so stuff that happens on set and stuff that happens in the computer. All the effects are being taken into consideration here. Here comes Bert with the award for Best Effects.
Well, it was a little overdressed for a Terminator bubble, but hey, it's the Reelies, you know? And trust me, it was better than no clothes at all. Trust me. Effects artists turn filmmakers' wildest dreams into reality on screen. Since film is primarily a visual art form, these digital artists are crucial to help filmmakers realize their vision in spectacular ways. On set, special effects teams create explosions and all kinds of other in-camera effects to make the story feel even more real for the actors and the audience. This is a technical side of filmmaking which has always existed and only continues to get better at making the wildest fantasies into reality on screen. Here are the nominees for Best Effects. Joe Lettery and Eric Sandin for Avatar: The Way of Water. Dan Lemon for The Batman. Bill Westenhofer for Black Adam. Guillaume Rocherson for Nope. Srinivas Mohan for RRR. And the winner is Guillaume Rocherson for Nope. Congratulations, Nope.
Thank you, Bert. Great job with the effects in that video. Really appreciate your work on that one. Now we're moving on to Best Editing. This award is being presented by my brother Carson.
A movie is made 3 times. First, with writing. Second, directing. And finally, editing. Editing can make a moment funny or sad.
I actually had no idea that there was a Batgirl.
So their job is of utmost importance. It also helps the story flow. And whether a movie is well paced or not is a huge reason why they're enjoyable. Here are the nominees for Best Editing. William Hoy and Tyler Nelson for The Batman. Michael Kahn and Shara Brochar for The Fabelmans. Robert Hall for Fall. Bob Duche for Glass Onion. Christopher Donaldson and Rosalind Kalu for Women Talking. And the winner is Bob Duche for Glass Onion. Congratulations to all the nominees and winner. Back to you, Cameron.
Thank you, Carson. Now we will go over to Josh, a special guest on the podcast. Go and check out his Film Seed YouTube channel. That link is also in the description of this video. Make sure you go subscribe to that channel. Follow him on his social medias. He's got some really fun videos there. He's presenting our award for Best Music. Josh, take it away.
Oh, hello. Music has the power to move the soul, and film scores, which are an essential element of the movies we see, affect the emotions of the audience. Before movies could talk, they had music. Pianists would play live during the showing of films to bring feeling to the images seen on the screen. Nowadays, composers work closely with the filmmakers to determine what kind of music works best to support the story they are telling. Some are intricate, while others can be just a couple notes. Music should always remind us the movie was written for, such as the musical notes bring out the emotions we are seeing on screen, thus creating a heightened reality which only exists in the movies. Here are the nominees for Best Music. Michael Giacchino for The Batman, John Williams for The Fabelmans, Alexandre Desplat for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, M.M. Kirivani for RRR, Lauren Balfe, Harold Faltermeyer, Lady Gaga, and Hans Zimmer for Top Gun Maverick. And the winner is Alexandre Desplat for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Congratulations.
Thank you, Josh, for your help with this video. Now, we are moving on to our penultimate award, presented by my good friend Ben. Here it is, Best Direction.
Hello, everyone. What is a filmmaker? What is a director? A director's job is to provide enough visual evidence to tell a story even without the usage of sound. The director must also communicate with the cast and crew to execute his or her vision. They must work with the actors to get the best performances out of them, and the cinematographer to capture the best image which best presents the story. These people are collaborators as much as they are leaders on set and throughout the pre-production, production, and post-production phases of a film. Here are the nominees for Best Director. Matt Reeves for The Batman, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Guillermo del Toro for Pinocchio, S.S. Rajamouli for RRR, and Gina Prince Bythewood for The Woman King. And the Reelie for Best Director goes to Matt Reeves for The Batman! Congratulations.
We greatly appreciate your help there, Ben. Thank you for presenting that award. Well, folks, it is here. It is time for our final award of the first annual Reelies, which I will now present to you. It is the award for Best Film. Every year, thousands of films are produced and released for our entertainment. These works of art represent the best of the best when it comes to storytelling and technical achievements. The filmmakers behind these movies are some of the greatest working today, and all of them showcase a real talent for telling stories visually with purpose and present an ideal to strive towards for every individual working in the entertainment industry. This list of 10 nominees includes films of every genre, and only the most impactful and important the world has to offer were selected. 3 of these nominations were chosen by our panel of film fanatics here at The Real World, and the rest, including the winner, were selected by you, our subscribers. Here are the nominees for Best Film. Avatar, The Way of Water. The Batman. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Fabelmans. Glass Onion. The Northman. Prey. RRR. Top Gun Maverick. And our winner, chosen by you, our subscribers, is The Batman. Congratulations to The Batman and to all the nominees. The Batman won by a single vote. The runner-up was Top Gun Maverick. Well, that concludes the first annual Reelies, our very first award show right here on the Real World YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully you enjoyed these creative presentations. Thank you so much to everyone who was involved in putting this together, everyone who was a presenter, everyone who sent in the top 10 list so we could pick our winner for Best Film of the Year. Thank you to Bert and Josh for joining me.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully this helps shed a light on a lot of the movies and filmmakers that you didn't know about. And that was the kind of the goal, to highlight some of these talented artists and these stories that they're telling on screen. So if you're a film fan, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell to get notifications, hit the like button, make sure you leave a comment with your favorite films of the year. Give us your winners for every category. We'd love to start a conversation with you about all the great movies that were released in 2022. And we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.